Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I thought we could talk about player housing. With the big influx of newer players, I have been getting so many requests for this video, and finally I have the time to make it, especially with the trading post being down, which has prevented me from testing many other potential things. So let's just get into it. Housing in New World is one of those features that is a bit of a weird thing. It is overlooked and ignored by so many players. But strangely, it is one of the game's most detailed and fun features. There are literally hundreds of items available to players to customize their homes. It can be looted from chests crafted by other players, and even from events and the in-game shop. There are of course several tangible in-game benefits to owning a house in New World also, such as additional travel points, trophy buffs, and increased storage capability in your sheds, along with a few other buffs that some newer players tend to overlook. So I will try to cover all of this and potentially provide you with some ideas on where you might best buy a new home, and how you can utilize this system to aid you in your gameplay while you're in Eternum. So the best place to start, I suppose, should be at the beginning. Player housing, what is it? Well, player housing in New World is part of the settlement system. Player housing is basically a sort of instance area of a settlement that gives you as a player a private place to call your own. I say sort of instance because when you enter your home, you can still see other people milling about outside, but multiple people can of course purchase a home in the same location. But when they enter, they will enter their own. But before you can really get into interacting with the system, you must first reach a few character requirements. These won't be difficult at all, and your journey with the player housing will start quite early in your game experience, but it's important for this guide to cover them. So for purchasing homes, you will be limited first by your character level. These thresholds are very straightforward. You can purchase your first home at level 15, your second at level 35, and your third and final home at 55. There are also territory standing thresholds tied to home ownership. Think of this as your reputation with certain settlements or territories. You can increase this by doing missions from town boards, crafting, killing, and completing quests. Basically by doing any activity within the territory. I have of course posted a complete guide on territory standing, so I won't go into it here. But it is important to mention because you will have to meet certain thresholds in order to purchase a home, as well as purchase higher tier homes and settlements later. This won't matter much to you right away, but later, as you develop more and near character completion, it might begin to, as you start to do alternative activities in the game. For example, there are different home styles, with different features. Some houses have gardens, others balconies, some with both, and others with front porches and decks that you can decorate as well. If this isn't of particular interest to you, there are even some homes that give you options of being closer to sheds, or to particular workbenches you may regularly use. These are all important things to keep in mind when choosing your home. Most important though, is that houses in New World come in different tiers, and as you would expect, these tiers come with increased costs and benefits associated with them. Tier 1 houses, the basic house, comes at a cost of 5,000 coins, and only requires a territory standing of 1 now. But this house is very limited. You can only have 1 chest, 5 pets, 4 lights, and it has a very long fast travel recharge timer of 4 hours. Tier 2 houses is your first step up and will require a territory standing of 15. These houses come at a cost of 10,000 coins, offer 2 storage chest placements, 6 pets, and a maximum of 6 light features, and your fast travel recharge timer will be reduced by 1 hour now to 3 hours. Tier 3 houses. This is when they start to get a little more interesting in design and tend to be in more useful locations. These houses require a territory standing of 20, come at a cost of 15,000 coins, and allow you to place 3 chests, 7 pets, and 8 light features. And now your travel recharge timer is only 2.5 hours. And finally, Tier 4 houses. These are the mansions of New World. These will require a territory standing of 30, and come at a cost of 20,000 coins, but will allow you to place 4 storage chests, 8 pets, 10 light fixtures, and now you can fast travel home every 2 hours. So you can see not all houses in New World are created equal, but this information is very important, especially if you are a new player. Because in a recent change to the house system, they've made it so that your first house will cost a flat 5,000 coin. At least that's what's been reported on most of the guides online, and was the understanding of the patch notes during the PTR. Well, this is not quite what people have thought it would be. It isn't in fact true. It was an error either in the patch notes or in the patch. Either way, it's been updated in the patch notes if you refer back to them. The reality is, a new player is awarded a 5,000 coin house purchase credit, a flat 5,000 coin off a new house purchase, meaning a tier 1 house is free, where a max tier house is 15,000 coin for your first house. Once you own a home though, every 7 days property taxes will be due. If you fail to pay your property tax, the results will be simple. You will basically lose access to anything your home provided. You will lose your recall. You won't be able to enter or decorate your home. You will lose all of your trophy buffs, and you will not be able to use the storage containers located there, so your storage will suddenly drop down to 1,000. But if you have missed your property tax payment because you have taken a break from the game, don't worry. Property tax in New World does not continue to go into arrears. When you log back in, you simply have to make the single tax payment, no matter how long it's been. And your house will once again be unlocked, offering all of the bonuses as normal. There are some very obvious benefits of owning a home in New World, as I mentioned earlier. First, being the ability to customize and decorate it to suit your desire. There are hundreds of cool items in the game you can find or have crafted to do so, some even coming with a level of personal prestige attached, like the goldfish bowl for example. This is probably the rarest vanity item in the game, so having one and having it on display in your home is a great way to showcase your character's worth. There are also decorations for your home that not only look cool, but actually provide your character with real gameplay benefits. First, of course, being the trophies. When you place a trophy in any of your homes, it will provide your character with an active global buff. These trophies are divided into 5 basic categories. Combat trophies. These of course provide your character with bonus damage to a creature family type based on the trophy you've chosen. Crafting trophies. These when placed will provide your character with a boost to your potential minimum gear score on any of the items that you craft using the crafting ability associated with the trophy. Gathering luck trophies. These trophies provide you with a gathering luck boost to the gathering skill that corresponds with the trophy you have placed. Loot luck trophies. These provide you with a global boost to your character's luck rolls when killing creatures or looting chests, giving you a better chance at rarer items. And of course the new category, event trophies. These were first introduced during the Summer Medley Fair event. These are a special trophy type that you can obtain during events. They can't be crafted, and at the time of this video you can only have one of each, unlike other trophies that can stack between your 3 homes. These are of course the fishing trophy that provides you with a bonus XP while fishing, and the Thanksgiving turkey event trophy, which increases the duration of your food buffs. You can place a maximum of 5 trophies per house, but you cannot place 2 of the same trophy type in the same house. However, when you own 2 or 3 houses, you can place the same trophy in multiple homes, and yes, the bonus will stack. Another important thing you will want to place in your home is storage chests. These not only work as house decor, but also how you will increase your storage capacity of your town storage in the settlement where your house is located. These range in size and design, from an additional 400 storage per chest all the way up to an additional 1050 per chest. So you can see that it is a substantial amount and something you will definitely want. So now that we understand the basics to home ownership, let's have a look at where and why you should purchase your house, because this is probably the most common thing I get asked. When deciding where you want to purchase your house, there are a few things you need to consider. First being simply, do you like the aesthetic of the settlement? Because the houses in a settlement tend to be the same design as the settlement that they're in, so this should play a huge role in your choosing. However, depending on how dedicated your playstyle is, there are other things you will want to consider. First being your faction. Do they control the territory the house is in? There are incentives associated with owning a home in the territory controlled by your faction. And second, does your company own the territory in which you want to purchase a house? This also plays a large role in your choice if you belong to a company that actively takes part in wars, because there are additional buffs provided as incentives from that aspect of the game as well. And finally, you need to consider where you tend to play the most, where you farm and what you farm, and where your farming routes are located. You will want to position one of your homes in a settlement that will make this more efficient. For example, if you tend to spend a huge chunk of your playtime farming hyssop, a home in Brimstone would be an amazing choice, as you can quickly travel there to collect it. And the final variable that should be considered is where do you tend to just play the most, as this will naturally push your territory standing higher in that territory, allowing you to choose more territory standing bonus cards, which will allow you to increase the benefits your house can provide. Number of decorations, increased storage space, tax reductions, the list goes on. So really what I'm trying to say is that there's no other player that can answer that question for you. It is one you have to answer for yourself. Where would suit you best to own your homes? There truly isn't a best place that someone secretly knows that you're missing out on. It all depends on you and how you play. Now, there are some little things you can do, however, with home ownership to benefit you. In each settlement, there's a thing called the governor's desk, and if you head to the town hall, you can view it. And from here, you can see the potential active bonuses, as well as the ones in effect that the controlling company of the settlement can enable. This is important to you as a player, even if you're not in the faction or the company that controls it. These bonuses apply to everyone who owns a house in that settlement, and they apply globally, regardless of affiliation. These constantly are being enabled and changed depending on the day, what the company of the settlement needs or is using, or whatever they want. You as a player will have little to no control over this. However, something I have always done to maximize my benefits of this system, and I always recommend to anyone who asks, when I purchase homes, I purchase 2 primary homes, 2 top tier 20,000 coin homes. These will be in towns of my choosing where I get the most benefit or I like the look the best. Then with my third home, with that one I purchase a 5,000 coin tier 1 home. This home will still provide me with the same trophy bonuses as my larger ones. All I am really sacrificing is a little bit of storage space, and the benefit outweighs the sacrifice. What this then allows me to do at very little cost, because when you abandon a home you get 50% of the purchase price refunded, is to relocate this house whenever I need a potential bonus I am currently not receiving. Whether it's armoring, weaponsmithing, increased resistance to corrupt, whatever, I can go around and check the governor's desks in towns and simply move my tiny home to the settlement and receive the active buffs. The cost of 2,500 coins is nothing when you consider having armor inspiration whenever I need it. Giving me always 595 to 600 crafting over 590 to 600 is well worth the cost. So my final recommendation is this: buy your homes in towns you like, then save one home to be your mobile home. To me, this just seems like the absolute best option to get the most out of your housing system. Okay guys, well that's all I can really say at the moment on home ownership. If you guys think of anything I may have missed or skipped over, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And I do hope this has answered the questions around home ownership I've gotten. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.